AITA for telling my parents to pick between me and my sister for the holidays? I, 28M, am currently pretty much estranged from my family. I have a younger sister, 27F, Tory. When one of my friends, Brendan, 28M, started dating Tory, I hated it at first, but eventually I gained a best friend. They got married in 2018 and I was the best man. Brendan is now like my brother, we are that close. In 2020, Tory left Brendan for another guy. Reality TV type shit. My parents were incredibly upset, as was I. My sister moved in with the guy immediately. My parents knew I was pissed but had to support their daughter. I went NC with Tory and LC with my parents. In 2020, when Tory's second wedding happened, I didn't go. Me and my dad had it out over it. My mother tried playing peacekeeper for the family. My parents then started giving me the silent treatment. When 2020 holiday season came around, it was the height of COVID. My parents said that I should just do my own thing this year. Because with me going out a lot, they didn't want me spreading diseases. My exact response was, if you are worried about catching diseases from other people, shouldn't you be more worried about Tory? I mean, she's the one who likes to sleep around. Me and my dad had another fight, especially due to his family over everything mantra. I hardly spoke to my family in 2021. My parents would send me text like, when you are ready to apologize, we'll be here type shit. I responded with a Bible verse about adultery and how they support it. I was berated again and we hardly spoke until October of 2021. Last year I was told we were doing Thanksgiving at Tory's place and if I wanted to come I needed to apologize to Tory and her husband. I laughed and ended up going to Brendan's family's, where Brendan's mom posted me with her family on FB and tagged me with a quote about family being those you choose. I never told her to post it, but my mom saw it and went apeshit, asking for me to come over and talk and even commented on the post. So this year my plan is to go to Brendan's family again. My mom called and said she wanted to host this year. I asked if Tory and her husband would be there. She said of course they are family. I said, so is Brendan, but I saw how you treated him and me. So no thank you. Yesterday my dad called and said my mom is distraught and has been for years. She wants us all to get along, so I need to do the right thing. I said I'll come if my sister isn't invited. He said that he wouldn't do that to family. I said he did that to me for 2 years. He claimed I did it to myself. My mom is now saying it was my dad that has been the hard ass about this the whole time. I said she should have divorced him then because I'm not putting up with his shit anymore. Either my sister isn't invited or I don't come. I've now had some extended family reach out and say my parents are upset and hurt. I said my parents were totally okay with not having me around for 2 years. AITA? It's obvious that you're deeply embroiled in and enjoying all the DRAMAH. You're sowing by refusing to accept your sister's decision to move on from her marriage to your friend. By your own reports, you are baiting everyone you speak with and picking fights left and right. I assume you're aware that you can still remain civil with your sister and her new husband while, at the same time, supporting her ex-husband, your friend? It's very clear you don't value the relationships you have with your parents or your sister. And that's fine. But it does make you an asshole. So the moral high ground you're so comfortably inhabiting right now? Get off it. YTA. This is tough because while I fully support OP's right to abandon his family for the holidays and support his friend, he comes off as such an insufferable, judgmental asshole in this post. You really quoted Bible verses about adultery to your father? So the best I can do is tell your parents it's never going to happen and to cut you off from all family business from now on, including any insurance. You'll both be better off. The fact is that you have no idea why your sister's marriage fell apart. You weren't married to Brendan. You didn't sleep with him every night. You didn't have to deal with him after work. You never cleaned up after him, nor did you fight with him day in and day out. Just because he's a good bro doesn't mean he's a good husband. Your sister made a decision, and you should respect it already. Quit acting like a toddler just because she doesn't want to attach herself to your buddy forever. As far as the Bible verses go, I suggest you take a look at Matthew chapter 7 verse 1. I'll take your word for it that she started seeing her new husband while she was still married. She's tough for that. YTA. She didn't break up with you and you are acting like she cheated on you. Marriages fail. Many marriages fail. Many because of other people. It sucks for Brandon for sure, but you have picked the wrong hill to die on with your family. That was a horrible thing to say to your parents, and yeah, you need to apologize. She is their child as well. Her having a second marriage doesn't negate that. She's not done anything to them for them to cut her out of their lives. You on the other hand seem to have taken this all way too personally when you weren't in the marriage or the breakdown of how it was. You caused the conflict in your family. Not your sister. Not your parents. You caused this. Info. Have you sought any therapy to deal with your anger at your sister? It seems that you're very angry that she's not been punished according to your levels of suitable punishment. Maybe talking to someone might help you heal, and then you can decide from a healthier place what to do with your family? Edit. For those responding and wondering. Yes, she did cheat. Brendan found the text. She never came clean or admitted it. Brendan was willing to forgive and work past it. She left in the middle of the night and moved in with a new guy. And took the house and he had to sell it. He had it before they married. So when I say being held accountable, I think she owes him money on top of everything else. Edit 2.0. For those commenting of the COVID 2020 thing. I went out like 3 times during it. Save the pearl clutch. My parents aren't even vaxxed. They simply used it as an excuse. They don't give a single shit about COVID. It was just an excuse to keep me away. Not a single mention of it other than that one weekend.